Here we are, Creedon PLLC with Law on Tap, providing you with useful information about the law and how it relates to you. And I am James Creedon.
And I'm Charles Wallace.
And Charles, today we're going to talk about what is copyright, which, there's lots of terms that get thrown around about intellectual property, and copyright is absolutely one of them. So I know you're speaking at an event tonight exactly about this topic. What is copyright?
So copyright protection exists in something, a creative work, and that protection exists the moment that the work is created. So really the number one thing that you should be thinking about is this a creative artistic work, such as a painting or a film or a piece of music? All of those would warrant copyright protection because they are original to the creator and because they are creative and artistic.
So, you said music, for example. So if I write a song and I'm just sitting at home and I record a video of myself singing it, would I have copyright protection on that video?
That's right. You'd have what's called common law copyright protection, and there are ways of getting that work that you have created protected by federally registering it with the U.S. Copyright Office. But for legal purposes, as soon as you as soon as you press the record button and press stop, and you have an actual file there, once that is an actual fixed file that you can transfer over to other people and show other people, copyright protection actually exists as of that very moment.
And so I know that a lot of people call us, they ask us questions about, takedown notices. They see something that they've created and it's up on Amazon and they go, I think that person copied the thing that I made. They copied my design for a stuffed animal, or they copied my Christmas ornament, as we know.
Yes.
Is that protected by copyright, and how does that play out?
Yes, it is. As soon as something is created, if you were to make a Christmas ornament, as soon as that ornament is molded together, you've got protection. As soon as you create a song or create a video, it's protected. And if you see someone else out there using something similar, that's obviously a problem, especially if the content was 100% wholly yours. So really the first step in going after an infringement like that is registering your work with the U.S. Copyright Office. And that's very easy to do. We do it all the time. And really, all it takes is getting in touch with a good copyright attorney who knows what they're doing and submitting your work and enforcing your work.
Yeah, I know that's something that's come up many times, is the question of, do I have a copyright and can I enforce the copyright? And
That's right.
I'm glad you mentioned the issue of registration, because yes, the moment we sit down and we record the video or we create the design, there's that common law copyright. But if you want to go to court, to actually go to federal court and try to enforce your rights in federal court, you have to have a copyright registration. You have to have gone through the process of filing with the Copyright Office.
That's right.
What's interesting is that, if you see someone copying your works on Amazon, that doesn't require you to have a copyright registration. You can do it without having the registration, but the benefit of the registration is that you can say, here's my proof that I'm the one who's assigned, that owns this creation, that made this item. It's sort of that third party that you can say to Amazon, for example, look, I've filed this with the government before. This is my original work.
That's right. And so once the government actually puts their stamp of approval on a copyrighted work and it becomes a federal registration, a presumption is actually there that you are the owner of the work and that the work is valid. So with the federal government backing you, it's a lot easier to actually enforce your work. And in fact, it is the only door to federal court.
So a big question that always comes up is, well, how much is this going to cost me? I have one painting, let's say, or I have one book that I wrote, and I'd like to get copyright protection on this. How many thousands of dollars am I going to have to pay to get this taken care of?
Zero thousands of dollars. The government filing fees do vary depending on who actually created the work, when the work was first published, whether there are multiple pieces of the work that you're wanting to register as one copyright registration. But really, the fees that are charged are quite low, especially compared to trademarks and patents. We charge $450 per application, and that's all inclusive of government filing fees, everything, all communications with us. And so really, it's something that we take very seriously, something that we can do for you very quickly and efficiently, and yet do a good job of it. But it is something that we have a lot of experience in, and we can actually do for a pretty reasonable price, especially compared to the other types of IP that are out there.
And there's so many questions I could bring up now about copyright, and I
Mhm.
could think in the last week people have asked us about what happens if I hire someone to do a project for me. People have asked what happens if um, my partner and I, or my husband and I, or a friend and I co-write a song together or co-write a book together.
Sure.
I'm sure we're going to have to dig into this a lot more than
Yep.
we can cover today. But I think the takeaway is really that copyright protects those original works that you create, and it protects them as soon as you create them and put them into bring them into the world. But there's some additional benefits of doing federal registration that maybe you should think about. Is there anything
That's
else you
right.
want? Yeah, please.
And
Anything else you want?
there's all kinds of considerations that you need to make when you're actually creating a new artistic work, because you may not be the only owner. So you
Mm.
bring up an interesting point of maybe joint works or works made for hire. Again, I know those are bigger topics for another day, but certainly it's good to get in touch with a knowledgeable copyright attorney who can tell you if you own the work and can help you kind of gather all those rights if you don't necessarily have them.
Well, good stuff. I know you're going to be speaking about it tonight, so I'm
Mhm.
glad to hear that. And obviously, you've written about it on our blog quite a bit. So there's plenty
Right.
of information out there, folks. If you're looking for more knowledge about copyrights, you can leave a comment for us. You can get in contact with us, and we'll do our best to close the loop. So thanks, Charles. We'll let you get ready for tonight, and thanks everyone out there for listening to Law on Tap.
All right. Thanks so much, everybody.
Take care.